Hello, Wes Grand, and welcome back to Truth Speak with Principal Hooks. This is episode 2, Capstone Contention. And I know contention seems kind of like maybe a little aggressive. However, I think for this purpose, maybe it's a little bit fitting because there have been some heated arguments, a little bit of contention about Capstone between myself and students. I'm sure maybe even a little bit at home, but with students' parents talking about Capstone, and I know students with teachers. So there is a little bit of contention around Capstone right now, and I just wanted to speak to that, make sure that you guys all know what's going on here at West Grand. So, Capstone. Capstone is a graduation requirement here at West Grand High School. It was adopted into our policy in 2017 for the incoming class of 2021. So last year's seniors were the first seniors to officially present Capstone, and they did a pretty good job, and it was really great to see the things that they were passionate about, and I'm super excited to see the things that students are passionate about and their projects that they come up with this year. However, I know that we also have work to do. So just like this process is new for students, it is also new for our school and new for our teachers, and we are trying to improve to get better, and we hope that the longer we do this, the better that it gets. So, a little bit about Capstone. Capstone is essentially a senior project designed to encourage independent and experiential learning by asking high school seniors to link their studies with real-world application. I've attached some things to this video, like links to research projects and links to a couple articles. And this one article I really liked. It said, Capstone projects are generally designed to encourage students to think critically, solve challenging problems, and develop skills such as oral speaking, research skills, media literacy, teamwork, planning, self-sufficiency, or goal setting. Skills that will help them prepare for careers in adult life. And that's what we're trying to do here with our capstones at West Grand. Capstone projects also tend to encourage students to connect their projects to the community and integrate outside of school learning experiences, including activities such as interviews, observations, or internships. And we are lucky enough to have a really great internship program here at West Grand. Students should definitely be engaged in that. Additionally, there are plenty of studies that show that capstone projects, like student-led projects by themselves, increase academic rigor, and I know that that's something that our community is craving, and I know that that's something that we are trying to build on, and it's not going to be perfect the first time, but I think that our students all deserve the chance to show us what they can do by themselves. So one of the empathy building exercises I've done with students this year to try to understand better like what their frustrations are with school is talking about some of the things in handbook and some of the things in policy that they're struggling with. And Capstone is definitely one of those things. So I wanted to share some of their feedback with you guys and then also clear up some misconceptions that are out there. One of the first comments that I got about Capstone was the requirements for Capstone are unrealistic. And I don't think that that is true. In fact, I know that that's not true. There were a group of staff members here from West Grand High School that had spent multiple years visiting other schools that do Capstone, engaging with the CDE, Colorado Department of Education, on what capstones should look like and what their requirements are, and coming up with a pretty comprehensive capstone program that includes a lot of different documents that you can find, that you can find on our school counseling website. Also, one of our comments is, I believe that if our teachers are too busy to really help us and guide us, then we need to rethink how we do capstone or have a class dedicated to it. And this came from the mouths of babes, and they might be right. They could be right that maybe a capstone class would be more beneficial to students, although I just want to be clear that capstone isn't something that we are teaching kids. Capstone is there for students to teach us what they already know. It is a project, a culminating experience of their educational journey over the last 12 years, K through 12. So they are actually teaching us what they know. Capstone is not something that we are teaching them. It's something we are supporting them to do on their own. And every adult in this building is willing to support students to do that. But this is a student-driven and student-led project. So if students aren't driving it or leading it, it is not going to get done because we are not teaching it. We are supporting it. And the purpose of that is we want to see what your kids can do. And you should want to see what your kids can do because they are freaking awesome. Additionally, one of their comments was, if you want to know if people have absorbed material here at school, then look at their SAT scores or their grades. We don't need to do another thing. I would hope that students don't want us to solely judge them on their test scores because I think we don't do a lot of standardized testing outside in the real world in life. I don't feel that I've been standardized tested very often out here in adulthood, and I don't think our kids should want that. I think that the premise of this capstone, as far as I've known it, is for students to show us what they want to do in their future, things that they're passionate about, things that they have an interest in, and to see what they come up with based on the skills that they've learned along the way. We don't want them to be people who absorb things and regurgitate it just to check the box and then forget about it. We want them to take all of the skills and the knowledge that they've learned over the years and apply it to something that is meaningful to them. Another comment was you want to spread capstone out so students don't have as much to do, but we aren't doing anything at all. And I know how this probably feels, and I could see how students do feel this way, that we're saying we have given them the opportunity to engage in capstone for freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, but then we aren't teaching them anything. And really what we're trying to do is give them exposure to what a capstone is over those years, so that way by their senior year they understand what they're supposed to be doing. Because this is a culminating project, it really is something that the majority of it should be taking place their senior year, because we want them to use the knowledge from their freshman year, their sophomore year, their junior year, and all their previous years in schooling to build a really fruitful project. Give us more time. They want more time, and I can agree with that. Everybody wants more time. I want more time. However, the one thing I would like to put out there is that we changed our schedule this year so that instead of having 25 minutes of advisory every single day, we have advisory just on the block days, which is Tuesday and Wednesday, and we have that for about 45 minutes. So I walk around during this 45 minutes, and it seems as though you're right, nothing is being done. However, if this is a student-driven project and teachers are supposed to support students, I also need students to help drive some initiative in wanting to do these things. And I really hope that that's something you can reinforce at home. It would be super impactful to see a project that students are so passionate about that they get to share it with you as well. And then you get to come back and see them present it to a board of people who are just super proud that they came from our West Grand community. Let's see. A couple more notes. Students really do want to have 4 years to work on it. I spoke to that a little bit before, and I understand we definitely want 4 years to expose students to this, but as it being a culminating experience, we want to make sure that the chunk of it takes place closer to the end of their high school experience. Additionally, when students are saying that, this is just for kids that aren't getting high enough test scores, or this only applies for kids who want to go to college and they're going to have to do like a capstone project in college. But really, entering to the world, you are handed projects all the time that you might not necessarily know exactly what to do, but you know how to get there based on your background knowledge. And that's kind of what this project is about. And I know that our students are capable, and we just need to get them excited about it because it really is something that can be excited. We don't want students to just sit and get answers to everything here. We really want them to think critically, and part of having a student-led project means thinking critically. I think that I've said a lot, and I think that I'm starting to ramble now, so I'm going to let you guys go. However, if you have questions about Capstone, please reach out. I don't want this to feel like another thing for students or something that they feel like they have to do. It should feel like something that they get to do to show us who they are, so that we can see who they are, so they can teach us what they want us to know about the world and what they want us to know about them. And truly, it is an experience that could really bring our community together if students can get out in the community and start implementing some of these projects here in their home. But also, it can help connect them to their education in a way that maybe they haven't felt connected in quite some time, because they get to choose what it is that they are teaching us. And teaching others is the highest form and the highest way that students, anybody really, can retain learning, is by teaching others how to do something or teaching others about something. And that is really what this is about, is getting to know your students and allowing them to show us how they shine. So thank you, and please reach out if you have any questions. If you're interested in these articles, they are attached, and I will see you next time.